Welcome back to Tech, Tesla, and Trends. Tonight, I thought I'd share some thoughts that I had on ChatGPT and what it means for the Steam community and for the mobile apps community and a lot of other related software development sides of things. In particular, what I'm thinking about is the ability which ChatGPT possesses through its large language models to construct code of any specific code you're trying to create. If you give it a specific set of code and tell it to translate it from one to the other, it can do that. So this is where an interesting opportunity I see entering into the overall marketplace for ChatGPT and for software development. And this is in particular when you are trying to, say, take your app from one particular platform like iOS to, say, Android, or maybe from a Windows platform over to one of the other, maybe over to Linux, for crying out loud, or something else. It's just a matter of whatever the variables are, whichever language you need, you'll be able to, within the next 5 years, input an entire code base for your whatever game or software that you've written, and it can export it and spit it out into all formats that are available. What this does is, for those of you who are just translating code from one language to another, this is the end for that particular line of employment. You're going to need to become creative. Again, as I've talked about on the channel right here, what's between your ears is your most valuable asset when working with AI. AI doesn't do anything that you haven't given it permission to do. You're going to have to learn to ask the right questions and instruct AI in becoming creative through your vision of the desired end product. This is so very critical for everybody who hears this message. It doesn't matter what line of work you're involved in. If there is something creative that you do, that is not going to be replaced by AI. It cannot be. Now, anything that you manually do that is repetitive and trainable, that is very likely a candidate for replacement through either ChatGPT or some other later iteration or some advancement or twisting of existing technologies to provide additional functionality through ChatGPT or some other large language model or some other neural network that gets built in there. Remember, the T is for transformer. So it doesn't have to specifically be a chatbot. It is a matter of what it can translate or transform that creative property that you've created into a new format. Now, obviously with code, this is something that has a very portable nature between platforms. Now, it takes a lot of tweaking and otherwise to really get the nuance. But if you think that can't be trained, I think you're wrong. Because ultimately, the translation aspect of that, the transformation from one product to another, is really where these large language models will come to shine. And give them another 5 years, this is going to be everyday technology. Microsoft and every one of their products will have it built in. That is why they invested $10 billion. That's no small amount of coin to rule the realm. And if all people are utilizing their platform because they have those abilities and it returns on the investment into their Microsoft Office products or their programming office and just whatever it may happen to be, they're going to have that advantage because they've integrated that large language model capacity to transform creative, intelligent creations that are from your mind into another format. This is going to be amazing to watch. They're going to turn your words into video, and you won't have to look at my ugly face. Somebody else will. I'll create some 3D model that's a far bit closer to Brad Pitt or something like that. But the reality is that the words, the creation, that which I'm seeing and interpreting about our world is still going to be the content that comes out through that manipulation of large language model transformers. This is what matters. For all of us who are creatives, we have to learn to utilize the tools. AI is a tool. There's nothing more about it. It's simply a tool in your tool belt to build better content. Plain and simple. That's your job as a creator, is to create content that is valuable to those who consume your content. And along that line, not much for asking for likes or subscriptions, but if you're interested, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe. It really does actually help the channel. And I'd love to engage in a further conversation on this. And we'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a good one.